Hello, it's vlog time again. And yes, I know I look like I'm in need of a shave and a shower. I am. That's coming later. Yes. It's all in hand, and this is coming off too. I'm going short again tonight. So yeah, appearance aside, I'm okay. Right, now I've been fiddling about with this new mic. I've noticed with the noise suppression on, it gives some weird, I don't know, I can't explain it. So I've turned the noise suppression on the mic off. I'll keep them on for streams because it's useful that way. It's not too much bother. For these vlogs, I'm keeping that noise suppression built into the mic off. I don't get in weird cut-offs then. So, on with the vlog. What have I got to say? Right. I backed Unithor joystick. Remember that DB9 joystick I mentioned a while back? Well, it looks like, even though all the promises said it was all ready for production, the lead developer of it did a runner, not with the money, but he did a runner. There are costs involved and stuff like that, but it looks like it's not being produced. There's a chance of a partial refund, but basically I'm calling this lesson learned. I'm going to be very, 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 very picky about what I choose to back on Kickstarter from now on. Yeah, that's poor show from them. I knew there was something up from the lack of updates. Promised before Christmas, then it says, oh, we had problems with production issues, we can't do it before Christmas. And no, after basically a few of us got in and started demanding reasons, they come back and said that the developer and they probably won't be able to get it produced. So a bit upset about that, but yeah, lesson learned, fingers burned. And yeah, I will be very, very careful in future. I know the risks of Kickstarter. I'm no fool. I just thought this one showed promise. Ah, well. Now, I've experienced some changes to my shifts lately. And I mean, you're talking about 2 and 3 o'clock in the morning starts, which are alien compared to what I used to have. They almost half killed me. Even though they were mostly short shifts. Bloody hell. Yeah. Okay, yeah. The shifts are the worst part about this job, really. It is a good job, otherwise I wouldn't have been there for nearly 25 years. But the shifts, oh my God, and they're getting worse. Oh, no, I'm not tempted to become a manager or anything silly like that. I'll carry on. I'm stubborn like that. I got the constitution, I can take it. But yeah, bloody hell, these shifts are killing me. Now, some of the things it's not something I've just noticed. It's been prevailing for ages, but we got a copy pasta culture. People will take things on social media especially, they'll see a thing, oh my God, I don't like that, copy, paste. Viral posts is another thing on there, yeah, copy, paste. It doesn't matter that these things mean absolutely nothing, or some of them may actually be harmful. Many of them are actually very blatantly untrue. Copy pasta culture. Think before you copy and paste. Think. Put your own words. You've got your own mind. It's like my argument back with AI. You've got your own mind. Don't let a computer think for you. Don't let somebody else think for you. Think for yourselves. Make your own decisions. And, okay, if that's copy-paste, you're beyond dope, but that's not the point. Joking, but yeah. No, copy-paste. I mean, even customer support, which I've also dwelt on in the past. And, they copy-paste responses back. They obviously haven't read the support message to find out what's actually happening. But yeah, it's no. And I forgot to mention the backdrop. I'm going backtracking now, and I'm going to mention the backdrop. As you see, we've had some pretty cold weather lately. So I thought I'd dig out an old cycling video from a few years ago. I think it's 4 years ago, 2019, where I actually cycled to work in the snow. So yeah, it hasn't been published online because the actual video starts right at my door, and I don't want that. And it's a boring one anyway. If you're just watching the video, it's a boring one anyway. But as a backdrop is fine, yeah. And it's quite dark too. But yeah, no slips, no falls, nothing like that. It's just a cycle in the snow. Okay, now Windows updates, aren't they fun? I'm glad I run Linux. I got Windows on my laptop, dual boot. It's mainly Linux, but Windows I got there. It came with Windows, and the first thing I did was make sure Windows was installed and up to date. The second thing I did was install Linux on a second partition. I got a VM virtual machine with Windows as well as a test environment, and both of them in the last Windows update stuck a shortcut to Microsoft Edge on the desktop. I don't want to use Microsoft Edge. Sorry, Microsoft, it don't matter how many times you throw it in my face, how many times you ask for it to be default, I am not going to use Microsoft Edge. So there. Now, Amazon, shame on you. Cost cutting. They're dumping Smile, which is whenever you make a purchase, they take a small portion of that purchase and donate it to a charity of your choice, which I have chosen, Alzheimer's Society. They say it's not making that much of a difference, but we're going to try in other ways. No, bollocks, Amazon. It's making a huge difference to these charities. As I've done some research, and the charities are saying this is purely cost cutting on a multi-billion pound enterprise. Profits rolling through the windows, oozing out of fucking every gap you can go, and they're dumping small charity donations. Shame on you, Amazon. I mean, okay, yeah, you're useful for purchases and that, but by Christ, you got a bad reputation for money, basically. No, I'm not one of these people who go to boycott something that's just going to be cutting my own nose off, because they're very, very, very useful. But no, don't dump Smile. I know that I'm speaking to absolutely complete waste of time, but yeah, that's not good. Now, I do still donate to Alzheimer's via charity miles, and when I walk or cycle, Alzheimer's get a bit of a bonus. They get far more from charity miles from me than they do from Smile. But Smile, it's a small amount. It means a lot to the charities. Yeah, it's cost cutting. They don't need to cost cut. They got enough profit. Okay, next one. I fixed my Discord bot. I got a bot that runs in Discord, but to do it, I had to update PHP on my server. And I mean majorly. I went 4 versions up. Now, the PHP 8, I think, 3.7 that I use, which is default with Debian, and it's perfectly secure. But the Discord bot required PHP 3.8 minimum. There was no way to do it simply, so it had to be compiled. Went smoothly. Once I figured that out, I made the small changes to the bot, and the bot works again now. Yeah, it did just stop working for no reason. I could figure. And when I had time and I went digging, I figured out why, and that was it. Yep, so my bot's working again now on my Discord. So if you're there, you can type, weather usually. I use it mostly for weather. So what else have we got? Garmin support. Yeah, good old Garmin support. I'm not gonna mark them down on this one, but my Garmin cycle computer, the charging port is failing. So I asked them how much it would cost to do it officially. And after a bit of to-in and fro-in, serial number, take a photograph of the charging port, they said we can't repair it, but we can replace it for 98 quid. I can get it repaired for 40. Plus postage. As long as I'm not in a hurry, 40 quid. 50 quid if I'm in a hurry, plus postage. So for about 46 quid, and less than a week turnaround, I get it replaced. I get it repaired. Little bit, about half the price. Nah, I just wish they'd offer a proper repair service. It's well out of warranty. It's almost 3 years old, so fair dues. But the battery on it is still fine. It still works properly. It's just the charging port. I can get it to charge, but it's just fiddly. Okay, what is it? Oh yeah. Sunday in the working week for my work, even if everything's agreed, will not happen this year. It's looking at May next year. So I've looked at the retro events. The one I really wanted to go to, Play Expo, I'm working on the Sunday. So I had a look at NERG, which is a long way away for me. But yeah, I'm working on a Sunday. I can't guarantee Sundays off. So unless something special comes up, small ones, I can't go to any major retro events this year, which is a shame, really. disappointed in a way, but there's plenty of years to come. Plenty of years to come. Lots of life in this old bird yet. Now, I've been doing some hobby projects. Now, a while back, excuse me while the green screen gets messed up, I bought a stick and a case, and I realised the stick was too big, so I turned that one, ooh, dust, we're plagued with dust, I turned that one into a four-way stick. Is that the door? Jump cut. It wasn't the door. It was the cats. Right, so yeah, I turned that into a four-way stick. Extra buttons there. USB socket there. Because the stick was too big. I wanted a dual stick controller. I couldn't get two sticks and buttons next to each other. So, I knew this was going to cost a fair amount. So I waited until I could get all the parts together, and now I've built, using two of the cases, a dual stick controller. And again, USB socket on it. This is two of the same cases bolted together. There's cable in between them to go between the sticks. It's a Pi Pico controller. I have had to modify the bottom of the case because the Suzo Hap sticks were a bit bigger than the back top stick on the other ones. But yeah, it works really well with Robotron. And of course, cable to plug in, standard USB cable. And of course, I rebuilt, and the other thing I did was I rebuilt my spinner. Updated the firmware, put it in a better case, and rather than 6 pretty flimsy, pretty awkward buttons, I got my spinner. I got to get a proper weighty spin knob there. Nah. The buttons are much easier to use. It's emulating a mouse now, a 3-button mouse. You got left mouse button, right mouse button, because that's the way the arcade games work. It's better working that way. And that's the middle button. Not used often. That will probably be for game start or stuff like that. But yeah, that's rebuilt and that's quite tidy as well. So now I am thinking, dangerous I know, about going weekly on these vlogs. Now, what would that mean? It would mean the backdrops would be less variable. There'd be less variety in the backdrops because it takes a lot of effort to set these up. It's about it's about 3/4 of an hour set up and takedown altogether, and then there's preparing, getting the backdrops. So what I'd probably do is get a sequence of backdrops set up for when I'm recording from home. That's another thing that's coming up. So, and then maybe occasionally when I got a chance, bring up backdrops. I don't want to use other people's backdrops. So what I'm probably going to do is I'm going to go out and film beach or park, lake, and that sort of thing. Maybe some drone footage when I can get that working again. Nothing wrong with the drone, it's just bloody phone connections. Charge ports on phones as well. I'm not having much luck with charge ports. But, yeah, I also thinking about, structuring the vlogs. There's no structure to these, it's just all over the place. Ad hoc. I do make notes, but it's all ad hoc. That's why I'm looking down there, is for my notes. Also, I may do mobile. I might not be at home when I record the vlog. I might be in work, might be using my phone. Try a tripod, might be on a walkabout. But if I do a walkabout one, I'm going to have to get a gimbal first because, it's selfie stick type thing. I'm not a big fan of selfie sticks, but that might be a good useful one, actually, a good useful one. But before I do any walkabout ones, I will have to get a decent voice recorder because it will be no good walking about with the phone at the end of a selfie stick and or a camera at the end of a selfie stick and trying to get some decent decent sound recording from that. But I do want to get a decent sound recorder before I do any walkabouts. So anyway, tell me what you think about that. At the moment, I'm sticking with every 3 weeks. I'm not looking to even set up backdrops or anything until about March or something. But yes, tell me what you think. Tell me what you think. So, almost finished. We will finish as usual because it's still going on, surprisingly. The Ukraine war. Yeah. So, I'm honestly surprised it's gone on this long. Dismayed. And I know, Nobody's perfect in these cases, but Russia's definitely the bad guy. As I keep saying. So we'll finish with the Ukraine flag, as always. And until the next one, I bid you adieu, and have a good one. Ta-ra now.